Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Have you ever felt lost in a world that seems to pull you in every direction? In a world where beliefs, opinions, and ideologies are constantly shifting, how do you find the truth that will guide you, not just today, but for eternity? What if I told you there is a way of life that has stood the test of time, unwavering and unchanging, calling you to the purest truth that is both ancient and fresh in its relevance? That truth is Islam. Today I want to share with you something extraordinary. One God, one book, one truth. Why Islam wins every time. These three powerful principles define not just a religion, but a way of life that has transformed millions of lives around the world. It is not just a faith, it is a reality that answers the most profound questions of existence. Let me ask you this. What is the most important thing in your life? For many, it's finding purpose, something that gives meaning to our short time on earth. We all search for something greater than ourselves, something to believe in, something to trust. In our modern world, many search for answers in countless places: science, philosophy, spirituality, or even within themselves. But often they find confusion, contradictions, and incomplete answers. But Islam offers clarity. Islam offers the truth that has remained unchanged for over 1,400 years. One God, one book, one truth. Imagine for a moment a world where everything is designed with purpose and intention, where the Creator is known, not through rituals or myths, but in the purest and most direct way. The concept of one God in Islam is not about imposing a limited understanding of divinity. It is not about understanding God through human eyes or human flaws. Islam calls us to believe in a Creator who is beyond all comprehension, whose greatness transcends everything we know. This one God is not a distant figure, but the very essence of life itself. This belief isn't just a theological concept. It's the lens through which we see the world, the purpose of life, and the ultimate goal of human existence. And that, my friends, changes everything. Now, let's talk about one book. Imagine a book that has not only remained unchanged for over 1,400 years, but one that has been preserved in its original form, in its original language, a book that has been memorized by millions of people, word for word, verse for verse. The Quran isn't just a book. It is a living testament, a divine guide that transcends time. It has spoken to generations and continues to speak to millions today. It is the only scripture on earth that has been preserved with such precision. Other books may have been rewritten, edited, and translated over the years, but the Quran remains as it was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. And this preservation is no accident. It is a divine promise. Finally, there is one truth, the ultimate message that Islam brings to humanity. The truth that connects us to our Creator, guides our actions, and aligns our hearts with our purpose. Islam doesn't just teach us about rituals or doctrines. It offers a comprehensive way of living, one that touches every part of our existence, our thoughts, actions, relationships, and aspirations. The truth of Islam is not just about knowledge, it is about transformation. When people embrace this truth, they experience a shift in their hearts and minds, and they find peace that transcends the trials and struggles of life. It's the truth that millions are embracing every day from all corners of the world. So as we journey through this topic together, I invite you to open your heart and mind to something deeper, something more profound. One God, one book, one truth. This is the essence of Islam. And it is truly why Islam wins every time. The concept of one God in Islam is the foundation of the entire belief system. In a world filled with distractions and varying ideologies, Islam presents a simple yet profound truth. There is only one Creator, one God, who is beyond any comparison or likeness. This belief in the oneness of God, known as Tawheed, is not just a theological idea but the very essence of Islam's message. It emphasizes that God is unique, eternal, and independent, without any partners or associates. He is the creator of everything, the sustainer of life, and the only one deserving of worship. This view stands in stark contrast to many other belief systems that have divided the divine into multiple gods or forces. In Islam, God is not a part of creation, nor does he resemble anything in this world. He is the one who created the heavens, the earth, and everything within it, and he is completely separate from the limitations of the physical world. His power is limitless, and his knowledge encompasses everything. There is no equal to him, no one who can rival his greatness. He is not born, nor does he die, and he has no beginning or end. The belief in this one God provides a sense of clarity and peace. Knowing that there is a single creator who governs the universe removes any confusion or fragmentation in understanding the purpose of life. The uniqueness of God in Islam also eliminates the need for intermediaries. In many religions, followers turn to saints, priests, or other figures to reach the divine. Islam rejects such intermediaries and affirms that every individual has a direct relationship with God. There is no need for someone to intercede on behalf of a person. God is always accessible, listening to the prayers of every individual, regardless of status, race, or position. This direct relationship fosters a sense of personal accountability and connection to the Creator. By emphasizing the oneness of God, Islam encourages individuals to focus their devotion solely on Him. Every action, every moment in life, is an opportunity to remember and serve God. This concept unifies the believer, providing a clear direction for worship and life itself. It ties the individual's heart to something greater than themselves, something eternal, guiding them toward a life of purpose and devotion. The oneness of God in Islam offers a profound simplicity, cutting through the complexity of polytheism and idolatry, leading the believer to worship the Creator alone. The Quran is the only major religious scripture that has remained unchanged for over 1,400 years. Its preservation is nothing short of miraculous. Unlike other religious texts that have undergone revisions, translations, and reinterpretations over time, the Quran remains as it was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, in the 7th century. This is a book that has been meticulously preserved, word for word, letter for letter, and continues to be recited in its original Arabic by millions of people worldwide. What makes this preservation even more remarkable is that the Quran was not written down in a single compilation during the Prophet's lifetime. Instead, it was revealed over a period of 23 years. And its verses were memorized by the companions and written on various materials like parchment, leaves, and bones. What truly sets the Quran apart is the promise of God Himself to protect it. In Surah Al-Hijr 15:9, God assures, "Indeed, it is we who sent down the Quran, and indeed we will be its guardian." This divine promise has manifested through the centuries, as the Quran has been safeguarded against any corruption or alteration. The Quran tradition played a significant role in this preservation. Even today, millions of Muslims around the world, including children, memorize the entire Quran. This act of memorization ensures that the message of the Quran is passed down exactly as it was revealed, from one generation to the next. The preservation of the Quran goes beyond mere words. The language of the Quran is unique and rich in depth. Its original Arabic carries meanings and layers that cannot be fully captured in translation. This richness makes the Quran not just a book of guidance, but a source of continuous reflection and inspiration. Every time it is recited, whether in prayer or outside of it, it speaks to the heart of the believer in a deeply personal way. The Quran doesn't just offer instructions, it invites people into a deeper understanding of life, the universe, and the Creator. The Quran's preservation is a testament to its divine origin. It stands as a living miracle, unchanged and unchallenged by time, offering the same message today as it did over 1,400 years ago. This unique preservation is a cornerstone of Islam, reinforcing the belief that the Quran is not just a book, but a direct link between humanity and God. The message of Islam is not a new or isolated message. Rather, it is the same message that was sent by God through all the prophets throughout history. From Adam to Noah, from Abraham to Moses, from David to Solomon, and from Jesus to Muhammad. PVU, all these prophets conveyed the same core message: the worship of the one true God and living a life of righteousness and justice. Islam does not reject these previous prophets or their teachings, but rather it affirms and completes their messages. This continuity is a powerful aspect of the Islamic faith, as it demonstrates the consistency of God's guidance to humanity. One of the most remarkable aspects of Islam is how it connects all these prophets, providing a bridge between the past and the present. Islam sees itself not as a departure from previous traditions, but as a continuation of the same divine guidance that began with the first human being. This is why the Quran mentions and honors all of the previous prophets, acknowledging their roles in delivering God's message. For Muslims, the belief in all the prophets is not optional. It is an essential part of faith. Rejecting any of the prophets, including Jesus, is seen as a rejection of the truth. In Islam, each prophet had a unique role, but their message was always centered around the worship of God and leading people towards moral and ethical living. They preached patience, compassion, justice, and respect for others. Whether it was Noah warning his people about the flood, or Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt, or Jesus calling people to follow the path of righteousness, their core message was always one of submission to God. This message has remained constant across the ages, and Islam presents it as the final and most complete revelation to humanity brought through Prophet Muhammad, PBEOH. Thus, Islam does not see itself as a religion that starts from scratch, but rather as the fulfillment of a long line of divine messages. It is the final chapter in the divine guidance given to humanity, confirming what came before it and perfecting it. The belief in the continuity of the message of God through his prophets is a fundamental part of Islamic teaching, bringing unity to all the divine revelations sent throughout history. This unity is a reminder that Islam is not a break from the past, but the fulfillment of a message that has always been meant to guide humanity to the one true God. Islam is unique in the way it fosters a sense of global unity and brotherhood. One of the most profound aspects of Islam is the concept of the Ummah, the global community of Muslims, which transcends boundaries of race, ethnicity, nationality, and social status. When a Muslim prays, they do not just pray alone. They are part of a global brotherhood, united by the worship of the one God. This collective sense of belonging is a central element in the Islamic faith, and it is deeply embedded in the daily practices of Muslims around the world. Every day, millions of Muslims from every corner of the globe turn toward the Kaaba in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, to perform their prayers. This unification in direction, regardless of where a person lives, is a profound reminder that all Muslims are equal before God. The rich diversity within the Muslim Ummah reflects the universality of Islam, which transcends cultural, and racial differences. In the eyes of God, there is no distinction between a rich man and a poor man, or a white person and a black person. The only thing that distinguishes one Muslim from another is their level of faith and righteousness. This sense of global unity is not just a spiritual concept, but also a practical one. Islam teaches that Muslims are responsible for one another. When one part of the Ummah suffers, the whole community feels the pain. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, taught that the believers are like one body, and if one part of the body is in pain, the whole body feels it. This sense of interconnectedness is one of the pillars of Islamic teaching, encouraging Muslims to support and care for one another, no matter where they are in the world. Furthermore, Islam emphasizes that this brotherhood is not limited to Muslims alone. It encourages compassion, justice, and the well-being of all humanity. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, said, "The best of people are those who are most beneficial to others." This teaching underlines that the true spirit of Islam is not just about personal faith. It is about contributing positively to society and helping those in need, regardless of their background or belief. Thus, the concept of the Ummah in Islam is not only about religious unity, but also about a shared responsibility to promote peace, justice, and kindness on a global scale. It serves as a reminder that Islam's message is meant for the entire world, and that, as Muslims, we are all part of something much larger than ourselves. The concept of one truth in Islam is central to its teachings and shapes the way Muslims view the world, their lives, and their relationship with the Creator. This truth is not a fleeting idea, but a timeless and universal principle that transcends cultures, eras, and personal preferences. It is the truth of God's oneness, of His sovereignty over the universe, and of the clear guidance He has provided through His final revelation, the Quran. In Islam, truth is not subjective or relative, it is absolute and unchanging. This concept of one truth is grounded in the belief that there is only one path that leads to true success in this life and the hereafter. Unlike other religions or philosophies that may offer competing truths or ideas about the divine, Islam teaches that the truth revealed through the Quran is the ultimate and complete guide for humanity. This truth isn't just a matter of intellectual acceptance. It is meant to be lived, practiced, and embodied in every aspect of life. The one truth in Islam provides clear direction on how to live ethically, how to treat others with kindness and justice, and how to connect with God through worship and submission. This truth is also reflected in the Quran's clarity on key matters such as the purpose of life, the afterlife, and human nature. Islam teaches that the purpose of life is to worship God and to live in accordance with His will. This truth gives meaning to every moment and every action, ensuring that nothing is trivial when done with the intention of pleasing God. Whether it's prayer, charity, or even mundane tasks, the believer sees these acts as part of their commitment to the one truth that guides them. The one truth also emphasizes accountability. Islam teaches that every individual is responsible for their actions and will be judged by God in the hereafter based on their sincerity, faith, and deeds. This belief in ultimate accountability encourages Muslims to live with integrity, always striving to align their actions with God's will. In a world filled with distractions, differing ideologies, and relative truths, the one truth of Islam offers clarity, purpose, and a pathway to peace and success. It is the anchor that keeps believers grounded, focused, and driven toward the ultimate goal of pleasing God and achieving eternal happiness in the hereafter. Islam's ability to stand the test of time and continue to grow, especially in the modern world, is one of the most compelling aspects of the faith. Despite the challenges posed by technological advancements, societal changes, and shifting ideologies, Islam has remained a steadfast and ever-growing religion. This enduring strength is rooted in its core principles, which have provided guidance and relevance in every era. The Islamic faith adapts to the needs of its followers while retaining its purity and commitment to the oneness of God, the finality of the Quran, and the universality of its message. One of the key reasons why Islam continues to thrive is its comprehensive approach to life. It is not simply a set of beliefs or rituals, but a way of life that covers every aspect of existence. From social justice to personal morality, from economic fairness to spiritual development, Islam provides solutions that are as relevant today as they were over 1,400 years ago. This makes it not just a religion, but a holistic framework that addresses the needs of individuals, communities, and nations in a rapidly changing world. Furthermore, Islam's emphasis on knowledge and intellectual growth has led to a rich history of scholarship and innovation. Throughout history, Muslim scholars have made groundbreaking contributions in science, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. The Islamic tradition encourages the pursuit of knowledge, which empowers individuals to engage with the world critically and responsibly. In a world where science and religion are often seen as opposing forces, Islam presents a harmonious relationship between faith and reason, encouraging believers to seek knowledge while remaining rooted in spiritual truths. Another significant factor in Islam's ongoing relevance is its global reach. The Muslim Ummah, or community, is vast and diverse, with Muslims found in nearly every country, culture, and society. This diversity not only strengthens the global Muslim community, but also ensures that Islam remains adaptable and able to address the unique challenges faced by different peoples. Islam's universality means it is not confined to a specific region or people. It is a message for all of humanity, regardless of race, culture, or background. In the face of modern challenges, Islam's ability to maintain its core message of peace, justice, and submission to the one true God continues to resonate with millions around the world. Its relevance grows every time a person discovers its truth and beauty, and this is why Islam continues to win, not just in the past, but in every time and place. In conclusion, the message of Islam, encapsulated in the principles of one God, one book, and one truth, remains as relevant and transformative today as it was when it was first revealed. It is a message that unites people across time and space, offering clarity, purpose, and direction for those who seek truth. Through the oneness of God, the preservation of the Quran, the continuity of divine guidance through the prophets, and the global unity of the Ummah, Islam provides a complete and comprehensive way of life that leads to peace, justice, and ultimate success in this world and the hereafter. The beauty of Islam lies in its simplicity and universality. It transcends boundaries of race, culture, and geography, offering a timeless truth that guides humanity toward worshiping the one true Creator and living lives of righteousness. Islam's strength is not just in its teachings, but in its ability to adapt and remain relevant in every era, addressing the challenges and needs of individuals and society. The Quran, preserved without alteration, continues to speak to millions, offering wisdom, guidance, and light in a world often filled with confusion. As we conclude, let us remember that Islam is more than just a religion. It is a way of life that connects us to the Creator, to one another, and to our higher purpose. Let us strive to live by the principles of Islam, embodying its values in our daily lives and sharing its message of peace, unity, and truth with the world around us. Thank you all for your time, your attention, and your openness to learning more about the profound truth of Islam. May we all be inspired to seek knowledge, to embrace justice, and to live with purpose and sincerity. May peace, blessings, and guidance from the one true God be upon you all. Thank you.